Because we are living through some stressful times. Our minds, our bodies, and spirits are just taking a toll. And a lot of us neglect our own health, especially if you're a woman, if you're in charge of your household and working and all the rest. Joining us is Dr. Jennifer Berman. She's a co-host of The Doctors. She's a New York Times best-selling author, and she is a world-renowned expert on female sexual health. Good morning, Dr. Berman. I want to apologize in advance for any giggling you may hear from my teammates, but we are here to get to the bottom of this business.
Well, good. I'm here to help.
Excellent. So, the game has changed in so many ways over the past year, and we do tend to neglect ourselves. But we want to talk about our sexual health, because chances are you're with your partner, your husband, your spouse, and you're either enjoying that time together or you are repulsed by it. So what are some signs if we think, to sort of signal to us that we're having an issue in this intimacy department?
Well, issue with sexual health, I would say blood flow for one. So, and especially when we're in conditions under stress. So 3 things can be affected: blood flow, hormones, and mood. And we're all stressed right now due to the pandemic and due to the holidays. When blood flow is disrupted, which happens during stress, that can impact vaginal dryness. So women might experience difficulty having intercourse, irritation, itching, burning, even changes in their urinary symptoms, frequency, urgency, leakage, things along those lines. Hormones are also affected by stress. When we're under stress, our estrogen levels, testosterone levels, and progesterone levels fluctuate, rise, low, or even drop, and that can impact libido. So if you're feeling less interested in sex, less motivated to be sexual, repulsed by your husband, as you said, there could be a hormonal reason. Yes, our relationships get dry. Yes, issues happen, but there are hormonal reasons why women may lose interest in sex. And finally, mood. If we become more irritable and short-fused, more weepy and depressed, a combination of the both, that's also a sign of hormone imbalance. And all of those play into sexual health.
I have to say, these are all, I've observed those behaviors in myself, in some of my girlfriends, in my own friends. But what can we do to reduce stress? For me, I can tell you, the other day I barked at my partner 3 times in 1 hour, and he just looked at me like, maybe you need to go for a run. Maybe you need to do something, because this is a little crazy. But what are some tips for people who are watching and ourselves to reduce this stress so that we don't get into that, fight or flight dynamic?
There are a couple of things, just to go back to what you said really quick about you're recognizing those symptoms in you and your friends. And I don't know what your age is, but women tend to ignore those. And we say, oh, well, we're stressed at the holidays. We make all these excuses for the way that we feel. And then we put off talking to our doctors. We put off talking to our partners. We put off talking to each other about the symptoms. And it's important that you address those early. So that's one of the first things, is recognizing, tapping into yourself and tapping into your health. In terms of managing stress, I think that, the way, and I'm older, I'm now in my 50s, and it's taken me a long time to get that way. But I've recognized that stress is just our emotional reaction to things going on in our life. The things are going on and we're reacting them and feeling a certain way. And the reasons we're feeling that way is because we're either having fear, afraid that things aren't going the way they want them to, and we're stressed out, or we're wanting something, we want something to happen, and it's not happening the way we want. So once we recognize, and I urge, it's easy to do. I'm afraid of this, or I want that. And then stress kind of dissipates. And the other thing that's really important is self-care, self-love, whatever it is that you enjoy. We don't make time for ourselves, especially as women, to do the things that we enjoy. Self-love, self-care.
Right. And Dr. Berman, I wonder, because you bring up a good point. I think when people look their best, they feel their best, and you have your own patients that you're helping along the way. So what are some of the procedures that people are looking for specifically now?
Well, people are wanting to get, especially with Turkey Day coming up, they want to be trim and toned, sculpting their abs, flattening their abs is really, really popular. The other one of the most common treatments that I do in my office is Votiva, which is a vaginal rejuvenation treatment for some of the symptoms that we were talking about earlier, especially vaginal dryness.
Wow, and I thought it was just the Kegel that was going to get me through my late 40s, but maybe I'll have to come visit you. So we were just looking at some video, and we saw that there are some celebrities and some influencers that you're treating. So James Charles, he came to you. He's an influencer. What was he getting done?
James Charles got the sculpt, and he and Drew, that's his friend Drew, exercise regularly. They go to the gym. They both have trainers, but they plateaued in terms of their core strength. They wanted to be stronger. They wanted to be leaner. Drew wanted a six-pack, and you can only go so far until your body reaches its plateau. Sculpt allows you to take yourself to the next level. It's the equivalent of doing 20,000 crunches. So that's not physiologically possible. Yeah. So, and it does it. What's so cool about the technology is it allows you to push past your limit without injury. So it uses MRI technology to contract the full belly of the muscle. And it is the equivalent of doing 20,000 crunches, 20,000 squats, where's come the butt too. And people love this. You kind of lay there and it does it for you. It's not painful and it really works. So both of those
Dr. Berman, I'm going to bring in my teammates because I know they're listening and
I am
taking
listening
notes
very carefully, doctor.
I know they don't want to do 20,000.
Wait a second.
I've
So
done
all I
that.
have to do is lay on
Everyone
a table?
say hi to Dr. Berman.
You lay there and it does it for you. And the guys always say, it's so funny, the guys, they're like, is this what labor feels like?
It does.
But labor is more like internal cramp. This is like doing a crunch. And it does there's a relaxation phase that flushes out lactic acid. So at the end of it, you don't feel like you've been hit by a bus. You're a little bit sore, but it doesn't injure.
How much does that
So
cost?
people really, and it really works well if you have a little bit of fitness, a little bit, and you just want to take it to the next level.
Yeah.
We're seeing great results.
That's me. Does this cost a lot of money?
That's you. So
That's me.
Let's talk about the sex part. Forget the ab work.
I'm sorry.
I know.
You can do sit-ups. It'll be fine.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Marisol, did you stop
Ben,
barking once you went
question?
for a run?
say it again.
Did you stop barking?
I stopped barking.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Just wanna make sure.
By the way, this is
I
not
did.
a replacement.
Ben wanted to get back to the sex talk.
No, what did she say? You said, by the way.
This is not a replacement for exercise and fitness and healthy diet.
You're talking about sex or
but
the thing?
it's an adjunct that allows people to take their fitness and their core to the next level. So, and then they can, reach higher goals.
Right.
Because you can only do so much as a human, and then we collapse. So it pushes you past that and sets a new baseline.
So it works on your abs and your rear end, too.
I've tried it and I felt
But-
it in my butt.
Arms,
Yes.
it's squishy,
And if you don't
like-
have one, it'll build one.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Dr. Jennifer Berman, thank you so much. I've never seen these people that I work with every day so interested ever before. So thank you and have a very happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
Thank
Thanksgiving.
you. You too.